Let's talk about the 3 biggest mistakes I see people make in their custody agreements. First, agreeing to a schedule just to get it over with. I completely understand, and absolutely there are times when it's a small detail and yeah, you might not love it, but it's one that you can live with. But then there's other instances where it's not such a small detail and it's a big one. And in those instances, you really got to consider whether or not it's something that makes sense to consent to. Number 2, leaving out the details. There's been plenty of agreements that I've reviewed over the years where they say the parents will equally share the holidays, and then they don't give any details. And that might work when you are in, a good non-acrimonious relationship. But the second there's difficulty, that lack of detail is going to come back and bite you in the butt. So there's nothing wrong with putting in a very general, we will equally share the holidays, and then putting in some schedules or some terms that operate in the event that you can't agree upon how to do that. And then the third thing that I've seen as a big mistake is being the nice one, not the prepared one. Flexibility is great, and I think flexibility really has to happen in a co-parenting relationship for it to be successful, but sometimes we can go too far. And what that can look like is trying too hard to make the communication work, or being too flexible and always simply agreeing to what they want rather than having your own thoughts be heard or voicing your own thoughts. So if you're going through a custody matter, try to keep these tips in mind, because yes, there are times where you need to compromise in order to get it done, because the end goal of getting it done and having that behind you is so important. But when you're thinking that through, make sure that you're not compromising too much, because it can be hard to fix. I hope this was helpful.